Today, Tether's co-founder is at South by Southwest, and we ask him about the surge in trading volume in Russia and Ukraine. Plus, Crypto.com opens its exchange in the US. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. On location at South by Southwest, I'm MacKenzie Sigalos. Cryptocurrencies rose slightly today. The market as a whole gained 1/3% by noon Eastern. Bitcoin rose by 0.2% since yesterday, and it held right above $39,000. Ether gained about 0.1%, and XRP performed just about the same. For more on the moves in the crypto market, our very own Tanea McKeel spoke to Clara Medali of Kaiko.
Well, I would say not much has happened in terms of price movements over the past 24 hours. Bitcoin definitely continues to trade in an increasingly tight range. It's really failing to break through that 40K price level, and most crypto assets are similarly static this week. However, what we did notice is that Bitcoin's market dominance has actually risen steadily over the past few weeks, which is typically a sign that traders are rotating out of altcoins and into Bitcoin, which is very common in times of volatility and general bearish sentiment in the market. However, I think a lot has actually happened in the crypto industry, specifically on the regulatory front. Last week, we had Biden's executive order on crypto assets. This was essentially directing agencies to look into the industry and create a framework. But today, we had a landmark European crypto regulatory framework became one step closer to ratification. We had a new draft getting approved without the controversial proof of work provision, which effectively could have banned Bitcoin across the EU. So actually, the entire European crypto industry this morning is breathing a strong sigh of relief. It's very good news for the industry as a whole. But I think today prices are very much going to focus on the Fed meeting, which will happen tomorrow, where they are widely expected to announce a 25 basis point hike. This will be the first hike since 2018, and it definitely could create a lot of volatility for risk assets like crypto and tech stocks. In fact, we are already seeing an uptick in implied volatility for Bitcoin options, which suggests that people are hedging in anticipation. But ultimately, at the macro level, I think markets are still highly volatile, especially everything going on the geopolitical level.
Okay, here are some of the big crypto stories that you should know about. First, after that massive ad blitz in recent months, Crypto.com is now launching its exchange product in the US. This exchange is different than the app that you can use in 49 states right now, New York being the outlier. This exchange is tailored to institutional investors, which have to be invited to join. Still, those who want in can join a waitlist. Next, Ukraine is also launching its own platform for crypto donations. The country partnered with Ukrainian exchange Kuna along with FTX and Everstake to create a platform for people around the world to donate crypto toward the country's war effort. The platform has a $200 million goal, and so far, donors have given more than $48 million. Russia has escalated its attack on the country in recent days with indiscriminate bombing in major cities. All right, on to our main story of the day. I spoke to William Quigley, the co-founder of WAX blockchain and Tether, about whether the hype around NFTs can last into 2022 and how Tether has become a lifeline for people in Ukraine and Russia. Joining me on Crypto World today is William Quigley. He is the co-founder of both Tether and WAX. William, thank you for joining us.
Pleasure. Nice to meet you.
So let's start with Worldwide Asset Exchange, or WAX.
Yes.
Tell me about the work that you're doing right now.
So WAX, the Worldwide Asset Exchange, we call it WAX, is a blockchain that my partner and I designed in 2017 to focus specifically on NFTs. At the time, that term wasn't used. We just called them like skins or media files, but it was the idea of having a blockchain that specifically was built to allow people to mint, to trade, to collect NFTs. And at the time, no one seemed to care. And it really wasn't until about January, February of last year, 2021, when suddenly, for reasons I don't know, everyone cared. And now WAX has more transaction volume than any other blockchain in the world. And it's all driven by NFTs.
And NFTs have become such a big part of gaming and the metaverse. And I wonder whether you can talk about that intersection and how NFTs fit into that world.
Sure, I'm a perfect example. So for 20 years, I was doing various video gaming things. And one of the things my partners and I did was we operated exchanges or marketplaces that allowed people to buy and sell video game virtual items, which are very similar to NFTs. They're like that digital emoji or that little digital sword with a couple of special properties. One, they can't be copied. And you can actually, because they're software, an NFT is actually a computer. It's a Turing complete computer. So I would say, when people say, oh, I know what an NFT is, it's a piece of art that I can collect and trade. That is a use case of an NFT, but the NFT itself is a computer. And what's amazing about it is you're sending that thing back and forth because, of course, it's a software computer, not a hardware computer. So you can literally send this through your phone. You can send it in any digital platform, and you can code it to do special things. We have not begun to see what they're going to ultimately be used for. Right now, people know them as pieces of art, but there's a lot more utility coming.
The conflict in Ukraine has shown some very interesting use cases for crypto, whether that is stashing your assets in a cryptocurrency like Tether and then bringing that with you across the border, transacting in it locally. People are crowd raising in cryptocurrencies. And I wonder, you're the co-founder of Tether. What have been your thoughts on the real world applications we've been seeing of cryptocurrencies in the last few weeks in Ukraine and in Russia?
Yeah, I've been very pleased to see that people are able to take some quantity of their assets, their money, and if it's in the form of crypto, they're able to transport that with them as they're fleeing, because those banks that they have probably don't even work at this point, right? If they haven't been shut down just because of the bombing, maybe the payment network there is not operating. So people have no way to take anything but maybe cash money. In the 30s, people would leave Germany with stashes of diamonds, right? That was the store of value. But now this digitized form of value, crypto, makes it much, much easier, because essentially with something like Tether and let's say a Ledger wallet, you can take the bank with you. You put those cryptos in your digital wallet or in a physical hardware wallet, put it on your person, walk across the border, and almost any place in the world, you will be able to convert that Tether, which is a tokenized US dollar, or Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever it is, into real world cash, or the vendor or the hotel, the person you want to trade with, might very well be friendly and want to take your crypto. So it provides this mechanism for refugees who are in an impossible situation. When I think about if I had to leave America and with what's in my backpack, it would be very comforting to know I have a store of value, financial value, that's on my person that I can trade with other people. And so I think it's shown a wonderful use case of crypto, and since stable coins are stable, they don't go up and down, it's reliable. People are more likely to take it as a payment.
I was speaking to somebody whose family is in Myanmar right now, and since the coup last year, things have been even more strict in terms of what you're allowed to do with the financial system, with the banking system. And he was saying that he still uses Western Union because that's the only way to send money home. And I wonder whether, and I asked him, I was like, well, why not send money in a cryptocurrency? And he said, well, it's the off ramps. Like, they can't get that money out. And so what do you do in that case?
Yeah, that is the problem generally, because it's very easy, like it's easy to send an emoji from one phone to another, to anyone in the world. It's very easy to send somebody a crypto. But if they need to pay for something and the person they need to give it to doesn't normally accept crypto, then they need to first convert it into cash. There are, in a lot of countries, crypto ATMs where you can put your code into the ATM and you'll get out physical cash. But in a country, let's say like Myanmar, where you can't do that, then it's probably not the best use case, right? If you really need lots of people who will take the crypto directly, or a bank or some financial intermediary who will convert it for you, if that's been turned off, you really don't have any options, unfortunately.
Before we go, we're talking to a lot more crypto investors and innovators at South by Southwest this week, so be sure to check back for more from Austin, Texas. That's all for today. Crypto World will be back again tomorrow, and we will see you then.